Shawn Turek. The objective here is to present the design process and solutions to stakeholders from a clear, compelling, and engaging platform. Meet John Hinton. John is a 34-year-old creative and hardworking school teacher in the Pacific Northwest with a deep passion for empowering others to become the best they can be. He is tech savvy and quickly picks up new pursuits and concepts. However, he is not fluent in any other languages and wants to be able to communicate better with people that speak English as a second language, especially in the field of education. He seeks to equip himself with the tools to learn the basics of another language around a busy schedule and is the ideal user of the app. Goals and motivations for John are simply 1. To obtain basic fluency in another language. 2. Equip himself to better understand others. 3. Improve his ability to teach his students that speak English as a second language. And 4. Motivated to provide the best educational experience he can. John's problem is the current available language apps lack tailored content that will benefit John's desire to learn basic and specific conversational mastery of another language, especially in the field of education and in his teaching career. The solution: John needs a time-friendly app that will fit around his busy schedule, that will enable him to learn specific conversational basics of another language and review his mastery of the language during his process in the learning journey. Enter Converse, an app that lets you choose the how and why you embark on a language journey. The real-life application for John using this app, specifically in the classroom and in the office. User Flow 1 for the app itself opens with an onboarding process after you open the app, which leads you to a create deck filled with content tailored to your specific needs. You would then give the deck a title and input specific information that you desire to learn in a conversational context. English goes on the front side, Spanish or whatever language you choose in this context, Spanish, on the back side, with an optional edit card function. You would then save the information or card within your deck and choose from that point to create another card or review your deck and save for later use. The initial prototype and flow of the app begins with simply opening the app, finding the desired deck with content, opening the deck, and you would then choose your preferred study type. Your options include multiple choice, flashcard format, fill in the blank, and an AI-assisted quiz bot. You would then interact with the question, give your answer, show the answer if you're not sure, and then you would rate your comfortability out of 5 for the question. 1, you don't have a clue what the answer was. 2, you recognize some of the words and context of the question. 3, you're about halfway there, you know half the words. 4 is you are mostly sure and confident. 5, you know for sure you have the answer. You will then move on to the next card or opt out to finish your study session. And that would lead you to a summary of your study session and a review of your mastery of the content. Initial wireframes for Converse. Login and home. Focus is placed on an easy onboarding and login process with quick access to creating your specific study decks and content for language learning. focusing on customization and tailoring your learning experience to your specific needs and contexts, easy access to information, allowing you to edit your decks and content or pick up from a previous study session, and a variety of content is a focal point where users can focus on specific areas for study and improvement. This leads us to the usability test plan. And the goal of the usability test plan was to observe whether the initial prototype worked with target users. The users were asked to create a login ID, log in, add content for a study session, and then review their content mastery when finished. We used Jacob Nielsen's error severity rating scale for this usability test plan and the tasks asked. For task 1, the observation was overall, the sign-up process worked when connected appropriately to the next page, and it was recommended to add a back button within the app itself for ease of use. Task 2 observation, login process made sense to all the users. There was no action necessary. Task 3, verbiage needs to be clearer and remove redundant pages. Task 4 observation, improve user flow and cleaner identifiers of sections. These were all small tweaks and fairly straightforward and easy to correct to make the app a more seamless interface for the user. These are some of the changes we made to the wireframe, adding text for better direction within the app and giving a sense of where to go next and jumping off points. Also adding the back button for ease of use within the app itself. The old versions shown on the left side of the screen here and their counterparts on the right side. Overall cleaner text identifiers of the sections and a removal of redundant sections that were not needed. The takeaway during this whole process is active engagement in every part of the process is crucial. Details matter so much in this process, and being actively focused and engaged in each section is extremely important. Learn to listen what others have to say and receive their feedback. Not only receive their feedback, but be curious about what they chose to communicate and ask follow-up questions to better understand the user's needs. Be open to the process and look for answers outside of yourself to make the best product or service you possibly can. UX design is an incredibly complex and constantly changing field. Looking to others, other applications, and other methods is extremely valuable in the iteration process. There are lots of different ways to accomplish the same tasks. Don't fall into the trap of familiarity. Constantly be pushing to make the processes better, more streamlined. Simple is not always, almost always, better. Don't overcomplicate things. Point A to point B as clearly and cleanly as possible is always the best option. Thank you so much for your time.